The Philadelphia Eagles have made a bevy of moves, but they may not be finished, as NFL analysts are tying the Eagles to an all-pro player that I think the Eagles fans would love to get. Also, we're going to talk about how one of our free agent signings may be way more than just depth. And finally, we'll get into what we've all been waiting for. The Jalen Hurts conversations have begun and contract negotiations have started. So let's talk about it.
You want Philly?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco, and it is Philly the podcast. So today we're going to talk about a free agent that they got linked to us, a couple of the free agents that we already have, and we're going to talk about the Jalen Hurts contract negotiations and where I think that's going to be going. But before we get into all that, be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe, join the family. We are on the road to 5K. We would love for you guys to join that ride. So let's hop right into it, man. And we're going to start with the free agent because, look, Nick Morrow and Greedy Williams, they spoke to the media the other day, and a lot of things that you heard, it sounds like they're excited for their opportunity to prove a lot. Greedy Williams, a lot of people are saying, he was a bust. He didn't really fit out there in Cleveland. There was a lot, whether it was injuries, whether it was this, that. He just wasn't hitting the ceiling that a lot of people thought he would. So Howie Roseman and company give him a 1-year deal, allow him to prove something, and possibly get a longer-term deal with the Eagles. He's still very young, and we're obviously looking for cornerbacks. Secondary is going to be a big part of what we're doing in the future. But the guy I really want to talk about is Nick Morrow. Now, Morrow, he has obviously also been injured. He's hasn't been able to really prove that he can stay healthy until last year, playing all 17 games with the Bears. Now, I am one to shy away from production when they're on a bad team, and he did have production, don't get me wrong. I'm excited to see what he's going to be. I think that playing for the Bears, obviously, like I said, they weren't a good defense. They weren't a really good team. I think coming to the Eagles, there's a little bit of stability. There's a little bit of structure. We know that he can pass cover very well for a linebacker. Obviously, used to play safety, so he has that in him. And we are looking for that. The Eagles have been very susceptible to linebacker, to our linebacker core being just torn apart by tight ends, by slots, you name it. We just always seem to be in a bad position when it comes to putting our linebackers out there in a position to succeed. So I think that Morrow will definitely help you in that aspect. Obviously, there's some things that we have to see as far as, his ability to stop the run, his ability to kind of calm down a little bit. There's a lot of times where you watch his tape and he's just overrunning plays. There's a lot of times where he's just a little bit too aggressive. So I want to see things get better, obviously, but I think that there's high upside with him. I really do. Obviously, another 1-year deal. He can prove something this year, and I think he will. I think that at the very worst, he's going to be a very, very good depth piece for this Philadelphia Eagles team. We love to build people up. We love to build guys up. We love to, you look at Alex Singleton, you look at TJ Edwards, they were built in this system, right? We saw something in them and we got the most out of them. Unfortunately, they both had to move on. But Morrow could be the next guy in that line of guys that we just build up, that we just see something in and we try to get the best out of. So I'm excited to see what happens with him. Now, to go on to the free agent, an all-pro free agent at that, and one of the best free agents still out there. I mean, if you don't look at the age, obviously, but it's Bobby Wagner. A lot of people, I know a lot of Eagles fans would love to have Bobby Wagner on this team. We need linebackers. I just talked about Morrow, and that's a high upside, but that's not a given, right? We don't know if that's definitely going to work out for us. So you look at Bobby Wagner, obviously just coming off a very, very good season. Regardless of his age, he's still able to go out there and put up some very impressive numbers. A very impressive year for him. Obviously wasn't on a great team, unfortunately. So it would be nice to see Bobby Wagner in Philadelphia. I think Bobby Wagner, this was per the NFL analysts. They said that they thought that the Eagles and the Bills would be the top 2 spots for a Bobby Wagner. And I think that would be beautiful if we were able to get Bobby Wagner on this team. that just gives me so much more confidence. That gives me so much more confidence because now you're not asking Nakobe Dean to be that one guy. You're letting him kind of slowly get into that role. You're letting a guy like Morrow maybe get his feet wet in the system and take his time really learning what he has to do and learning the position behind one of the best to do it. I mean, I think that it works for everybody. I really, really, truly feel like that it works for everybody on this team. Obviously, the defense will be helped immensely outside of the linebacker room, but the linebacker room can grow, can learn behind one of the best to do it. It'll be very interesting to see what his money is going to look like. Right now, the Eagles sit at $13 million in cap space, so I don't know if we're willing to spend all that on him for a year. I don't know if it'll be some semblance of that. We've seen some of these contracts where they just don't give you any money until the last year of your contract. Maybe it's something like that because we have money coming in like 2 or 3 years. There's a lot of things that the Eagles can do as far as signing him. We've seen it before. We'll see what happens. I think that if Bobby Wagner wants to win, we offer that opportunity, as does the Bills. The Bills definitely offer that opportunity as well. But I think that if you want to win, one of these two teams makes a lot of sense, and we have the cap space to make it happen if we want to. So I would absolutely love to see Bobby Wagner as a part of the Philadelphia Eagles by the end of the week. Let's do this by the end of the week. What is Thursday today? Let's get it done by tomorrow. But last thing I want to talk about is Jalen Hurts, man. The Jalen Hurts contract negotiations have began about a week ago, about a little under a week ago, probably the beginning of this week. And it seems like everything's a go. Seems like everything's going to start rolling. I feel like I said this before, and I do still feel like he kind of just wanted to wait to see what everybody was going to get, see what we could do in free agency, and then go from there. Now, the thing with Jalen Hurts' contract, a lot of people are bringing this up. His number won't really affect this year. This year, I highly doubt that they're going to up his cap hit at all. Right now, I think he's at $4 million that he's making. So I don't see them upping his cap at all. His cap hit at all. So I think that if anything, you're going to see a big spike in our pay cap next year with him. But at this point, I think it's going to be just semantics. We're just trying to get the contract done. But I do think it's going to take a while. I think that you're going to be looking at towards, middle of the summer, maybe closer to OTAs when it will actually be done. It's going to be a big number. I'm hoping that Jalen Hurts has that Tom Brady in him where he's just like, listen, make sure my guys are paid and, just give me whatever you got after that. I hope that's what he is. I really hope that's what he is, but I know he's going to want his bag, and rightfully so, man. He's been playing above his contract for a year now, so it makes sense. He's going to go out there and he's going to want his big payday and his safety, right? That's what it is, his safety net. He wants to know that for the next 4 or 5 years, he doesn't have to worry about anything, and the Eagles, owe that to him. So I'm excited to see what happens. I know Nicole Lynn is not going to play around when it comes to this contract. I know Jalen Hurts is not going to play around when it comes to this contract, and I know Howie and them aren't going to probably pitter-patter when it comes to this contract. I think everybody is on the same page. They want to get it done. They want to get this over with, and they want to move forward. So I'm excited for everything happening. You guys let me know what you're thinking. How are you feeling so far about this offseason? How do you feel about Bobby Wagner possibly joining the Philadelphia Eagles? I think that's a big conversation piece right now. Let me know what you're thinking in the comments. But other than that, y'all know what it is, man. It is Fly Eagles Fly, and we are out here. Peace!
Eagles fans everywhere, this is for you.
Fly Eagles flying on the team. Touchdown. Time to get Jalen this ring. You don't really want to start a thing. This a bird gang nation, baby. It's a Philly thing. Hater, and you looking like you type trash. I'm just here calling on Philly the podcast. And we can call a man dog or watch Miles score off the handoff. Rest of the division, your man saw Jackson like Sean, hunting like Randall. Season hit, early time to do him in. Your boy Philly Fresco. Thanks for tuning in.